Hi, I'm Jeremy Millette from International Sportsman, and we're at the Dallas Safari Club headquarters, and I'm talking to Corey Mason. Corey, you know, I've gone to the DSC convention for, 6 or 7 years. This year, obviously, with COVID, things look a little bit different. But, you know, really what brought me to the Dallas Safari Club in general was the convention and the amount of outfitters that are there, and it's bringing the outfitters and the hunters together. But, you know, you have all these educational programs and all the good work that DSC does comes from this convention. Well, this year, you know, with the pandemic, things have changed. And so now you're moving to an online format with the auction, which is really the sole revenue driver of DSC, right?
It is. So we will sorely miss our annual convention this year. It is really the gathering place, like you mentioned, of the world, from the hunting community, from the conservation community, from our conservation partners from all over the world that join us in Dallas. We're usually the first show of the year in early January. We'll miss that in person for sure. You know, 35 to 40,000 people converge on Dallas in that very short week period. And it's unfortunate that it happened that way. But the opportunity to continue and to be able to support the mission of DSC for those that have attended for, like you mentioned, a decade, or those that have maybe heard of DSC or really not familiar at all and are tuning in and seeing this, you know, we would welcome them to join us this year on our virtual auction and hear some of the speakers on the front end to understand what DSC is and what we're about, and to understand how these dollars that are raised here, how they support the mission of DSC.
So some people might not be familiar with exactly what the auction is and how that supports the mission of DSC. So could you explain to us a little bit about how that works?
Absolutely. So we have the great fortune of just the most wonderful exhibitor partners of anywhere in the world. And the importance of that relationship is we do serve as that gathering point. So we are typically the place physically that we bring, again, 35 to 40,000 people together and provide exposure to the best outfitters and people in the industry, manufacturers, artists, whatever it might be. And so people donate to us. They donate items, they donate hunts or adventures, opportunities, whatever they may be. And we raffle and sell those in live auctions, silent auctions, etc. And the proceeds from those auctions are what fuel the mission of DSC. 90+% of our annual budget comes from those 4 to 5 days. So the importance of that for fulfilling our mission of conservation, education, and advocacy comes from that. So that's a pretty simple way to answer that, but I think it should be emphasized in the fact that the support that we receive from attendees, members, those that tune in, will continue and allow and enable DSC to be able to do the great things that we do around the world for the hunting community, for advocacy, and for conservation.
Right, so it's not so much about booking a hunt with an outfitter. It's really about the conservation dollars that are raised through this event and where they go to fuel the missions that DSC has in various outfits, from DSC Frontline, Hunters Care, programs like that, right?
That's exactly right. So it supports that mission both directly in those mechanisms, and then secondarily it supports the mission by supporting those outfitters by fulfilling and going on those hunts and spending time in the field and supporting the anti-poaching efforts that do occur by simply people being in the field and adding on additional days and you know, essentially taking those adventures as well and those hunts, fishing trips, whatever they are around the world. So it does fuel the mission both ways by supporting our exhibitor partners, which is essential because the relationship they have back with DSC,
right,
as well as the direct contribution to fund the mission.
So when an outfitter donates a hunt and someone bids on it from DSC, their conservation dollars are being used, but also they're helping the outfitter and building that reputation that DSC is known for, providing quality outfitters to hunters, right?
That's exactly right. And to that point, from the outfitter standpoint, if someone is coming to the auction and looking for that adventure opportunity, something that's the next hunt, or maybe it's the hunt of a lifetime they've been looking for, I think one of the things to be reminded of, if you will, is the fact that these exhibitors, these partners of ours, these outfitters, are some of the best well-vetted, the highest reputation. They're credible. They are with DSC as a partner because they are members of professional hunting associations. They have high credibility. They're known within the industry. And so people can also rest assured when looking at these auction items and bidding on these items with security that these are people that will be here next year and that they need their support to ensure that they're here the following year.
Right, so it's a quality outfit that's been vetted, that's been around, and they have the backing of the Dallas Safari Club.
That's right, and they're a partner of ours is how we view them. I mean, it is a relationship. These are strong exhibitors and partners of ours, and if you're bidding on an item, you can bid with confidence.
You know, for me, whenever I was looking at doing my first international trip, the first place that I went to was the Dallas Safari Club, since I'm in Texas.
Sure.
And knowing that the Dallas Safari Club has looked at these outfitters and that they have partnered with them, that really gave me the confidence to move forward. So as you say, with these auction items that we have coming up, bidding with confidence, knowing that you're going to have a quality experience, and then the reputation of DSC is behind that as well.
Knowing as well that where those dollars are going, you know, someone that is invested in Second Amendment and certainly in the conservation of wildlife around the world, that those are the things that DSC stands for. So bidding on these items ensures the way of life in which our people, our culture, our traditions are ensured through organizations like DSC.
You know, and that's a really good point, because it's not about the hunting, it's about preserving wildlife, it's about preserving our rights, and it's about still enjoying these freedoms and things that we have for future generations. So with it moving online, tell me a little bit about how it's going to work this year.
You bet. So we'll have a series of auctions on each evening from Wednesday of the 10th all the way through the Saturday following that. And people will have the opportunity to tune in from a live stream. We have a landing page built right now. I know the link is referenced there, dsc.onlinehuntingauctions, that's available. And from that landing page, you can find a link to many things, to how to register and bid, to get an auction item lineup there. You can start bidding now. Online bidding is open now from the live auction as well as the silent auction items. And regarding the exhibitors, again, there's exhibitor access there, so you can click the link, they can find the show program, the floor, and do a search and find exactly what they're looking for within a category type. But to the lineup within each evening, as far as the auctions proper, we'll start with a pretty short but a keynote speaker that is a subject matter expert, industry recognized personality, and then that will be followed by live auction. Live auction will probably last an hour and a half, something like that.
Okay.
But it will be live streamed everywhere in the world. And so what's exciting about that is those that haven't had the opportunity to attend the DSC convention and or a banquet in the past will have the opportunity from no matter where you are in the world. If you have a phone that has internet connection or a laptop, obviously, you can tune in and you can support the mission of DSC. You can do it from the comfort of your chair or couch.
Just because it's moved to this online format, that doesn't mean that the quality of the auction items has changed at all, has it?
No, there's not. And in fact, it's the same donors, the same partners, and it's the same lineup. You know, we have everything on there from hunts right here in North America to fishing trips, bird shooting, to big game, to things all the way around the world. Spanish, European hunts for ibex or boar, Russian hunts for bear, obviously numerous African safaris, and a great lineup of things. I mean, we have desert bighorn sheep hunts, elephant hunts, you know, to pronghorn, whitetail deer, and everything in between. So it is a comprehensive lineup, including things like art, jewelry, furriers. I mean, it is an anything and everything for anyone that would be interested in outdoors.
So, you know, that's a very good point, because again, some people might not be aware that it's more than just hunts, right? It's other items as well. I was looking on there, I saw that there are some scopes and some firearms and different things like that as well. So really, if you're, as you said, if you're into the outdoors, it's pretty much anything you could ask for, right? There
is, and there's something there for the whole family. I mean, from family trips to a expedition to 15,000 foot after a mountain ibex or something like that. But yeah, there's something there for everybody.
Okay, so we have a video that DSC has produced, and it's on their website, and it'll be on our website as well. But you know, what are you most excited about with this auction? And you know, the video references how to actually log in and get registered and the nitty-gritty of the process. But what are you most excited about from the auction side of things?
You know, we see this as an opportunity to really expand our base of the knowledge of what DSC is, what we do, the great conservation and advocacy work and education work that we do, and for people to tune in and see the great lineup of items that we have there, understanding that those come from the greatest exhibitor partners in the world again, and the relationships that are there, and people to help support the mission of DSC by participating, by coming online, support us, support DSC's mission here, and again, to be able to broaden our base this year. We're really excited about that opportunity.
What would you say to people that are nervous or apprehensive about online with the security and those type of things that people question?
You bet. Very good question. So we've been doing online bidding for years, so it's not new to us. And in fact, the platform and software that we use is incredibly sophisticated and secure through a company that does this obviously professionally. And they do it for a number of organizations and even outside the hunting and fishing community. And so there's no concerns there from a security standpoint. So essentially what we're really just asking of people is to log in, make sure they register before the event, so when the event comes live, they're not scrambling to do that, and then they can just enjoy, find their particular items. Again, they can start bidding now, which is great. The lineup is there.
Okay, and where can people go to log in and register and get set up?
Absolutely, they can go to dsc.onlinehuntingauctions.com, and they'll see there a number of tabs, and they'll be essentially pretty self-explanatory where to go to register, to see each night's lineup, access to the exhibitor specifically, and all of those details. And we'd be happy to answer any questions that they might have for us here at the office as well.
Guys, I know that I've already registered, and it's very, very simple to go check out the auction items. They're there. There's some really interesting stuff from around the world, as you mentioned. And go take a look. I think you'll be really surprised at the offerings that you haven't been exposed to before, and the quality of not only goods, but hunts and all sorts of things that DSC has to offer. And it's your chance to really support the mission of the Dallas Safari Club and help with the conservation efforts that they do year-round.
That's what I appreciate that. Thanks for the support.
Thank you, Corey. Thanks for having us.
You bet.